So hi, so I'm Guillaume from Expressive E, and we are really happy to bring the new Osmose. So it's no product, and it's the first time we show it in a public booth. So here is now it's an industrial unit. So we are really close to the final version of it. Still some minor details. For example, the texture of the casing, etc. So, but first, perhaps I can tell you what is Osmose. So, Osmose is an expressive synthesizer instrument. So our goal was to bring life, to bring expression to a more traditional keyboard form factor. So we built our own keyboard. It's a kind of augmented keyboard action. And so what you get is for each note, you got a first pressure part, so you can control the volume and the timbre here. From the first millimeter of the key, we got an aftertouch part, and we got a bending or a vibrato, and it's independent for each note. So here's the concept. But it's not just a controller, it's a synthesizer. We worked with the Aken audio team who makes the continuum fingerboard, and so we share the same audio engine inside it. So with this engine, you got plenty of different type of algorithm, synthesis type. So it's come from virtual analog to a lot of physical modeling stuff, FM synthesizing, a lot of road. It's a digital matrix programming synthesizer. So here it's a really simple sound, but you got, for example, different kind of gesture you can apply to your sound. For example, on this preset, so it's more kind of physical modeling sound. Depending of how the acceleration of your movement, you can treat different events. So yes, it's but you can also, for instance, trigger different kind of event on the key travel. So really, it's depending of how you play, you can have different type of sound, different type of texture, and that's all the idea of Osmose. Lastly, because we are late on the hardware side, we bring new features on it that I can show you. First one is with a collaboration with Aken Audio. We bring a new feature called the pressure portamento. So I can show you an example. For example, so you can guide between notes, but now guide is depending on your gesture, on the pressure between two keys. So I play one note, and here if I play a second note, the pitch will go from this note to this other note, depending. Here the pressure portamento is applied on all the keyboard in a mono sound, but you can select the range of the pressure portamento. So if I take, for example, this kind of guitar style sound, here the pressure portamento is applied only if you got two semitones from the note to the other. So I can play a chord. So, well, here is all the idea of these features is to have kind of very musical guide and portamento, so to bring new idea to musicians. And still keeping with still the kind of normal keyboard form factor. Another feature we integrate is an MP arpeggiator. So I can show you an example of it. So for example, here I can play some note and just make an accent on one note on the sequence. But that's not all. You can also map your gesture to different arpeggiator parameters. For example, here I map the aftertouch to the octave range of the arpeggiator, so I can play sequence and just on one note. The goal is now, for our point of view, arpeggiator is no more static. You can really play it like another instrument, and it brings new kind of ideas. So, for example, if you apply that to percussion sound, drum sound, and you can change the time division on one finger, and you have strange new rhythm that appear. So, yes, it's. I think all of this keyboard the goal is to bring new idea on your production and on live situation, etc. And so a thing is, so you have pitch bend, you have different type of curve, etc. But everything can be changed. There is a configuration of all the expression part. For example, here on pitch bend, you can see. So you can. I don't know if you bring the camera to see the menu, but I can change the pitch curve. I will stop the arpeggiator to show you that. Oh, sorry.
You could do also. What do you mean? So what's the format? Minor.
So,
why can't they just do
but I can change the range of the bending. For example, I can get one or less.
So now it's.
So I can change also the response curve of the first expression part, of the second, of the aftertouch part. So, and you can save that into different presets. So depending of if you are in the studio or in a performance, you can change all the configurations. And if you want to play it like a traditional piano without pitch bend, etc., it's possible. And you can really, there is already different kind of preset of sensitivity to have all that stuff. So on the internal sound engine, for each preset, you can also shape the sound. So, for example, you have 6 macro to change it. So if I take this, the first preset is very a simple kind of sine to saw sound. You can, for example, add some FM Hammond, change the FM ratio, change the feedback, etc., etc. So with your gesture, plus those macro, for each preset, you can directly change the sound of the preset. But if you want to go further, you can download the Eigen Matrix editor, and you can make your own preset. Have a lot of modification. You can go really deeper into the sound and into how the gesture will change the sound. And also the menu are, so here is for the internal sound engine, but you can also change it for external MIDI. On the same way, you have already some preset, MIDI preset for different kind of product, yes, like Diva Hives or hardware. And of course, it works with MP compatible device. But if you want to plug it to older synthesizer or not compatible MP stuff, we have already a lot of things that, for example, if I play a chord, I can say the maximum pressure of my fingers can change those parameters and modify the mod wheel, modify the pitch bend, etc. So you can bring expressivity to barely all the synthesizer you already got at home on your studio. As I said at the beginning, it's the small details we want to change. It's, for example, the size of the screen protector to have a better visibility on the screen, the texture here, the marking of the casing, and yes, we are happy and